Hello, everybody, and welcome to the week number 2 of the Legacy League. Week 1 saw some amazing matches, but we've got more in store for you this week. Welcome, everybody. So, first and foremost, I'd like to introduce to you a couple of gentlemen. Well, I say gentlemen, really, they're ruffians and bullies nonetheless. But we're joined finally by the real TJ DJ. How are you doing, my friend?
Good afternoon. We're here.
We are here.
I'm actually here at my desk. That's Cass. It's awesome. Hello,
Yeah.
everyone.
And of course, the fearless leader we have, Waffy GG. How you doing, my brother?
Hello, everybody. Greetings from the land of Vikings. We're going to have some little niceness going on here, and you just tell us what's gonna happen here today, Mr. J.
Mr. J.
Mr.
I was trying to get that, when you try to roll it off your tongue, like Mr. J. But I can't really do it.
Fernando.
There we go. See, that's what I was trying. That's what I was trying to get
Just
done.
when you thought you were the
This is why
sexiest person
Wolfie's
here.
here.
Yeah.
Sure.
So right. So last week we named and shamed Waffy GG because he overslept and kind of missed everything, and we got started late. This week, Ridiculous Average. He's not here. He's overslept. He's sleeping away. I love it. This is pure professionalism, ladies and gents. Right, guys, what I want you to do is get onto Twitter, advertise this stream, put it on Reddit, put it in your Discord servers. I don't care. Put it somewhere. Bring everybody here because you're going to see some amazing matchups tonight. Right, Waffy, hit that Legacy League schedule screen for me.
Well, first of all, we can actually just show them the point system before we go to the schedule.
Oh, we're doing that way? Okay.
Yes, because I do think people need to get a reminder. So here we go here. If you allow me to explain the point system, we have a best of 2 set. And that doesn't mean that the first game will make it over. It means that we will have 2 games. And if you get a win, which means 2 wins in a row, you will get 3 legacy points on our leaderboards. If you lose with 0 and 2, you get only 1 legacy point, which means that's not very good. And as a draw happens, if that happens with a 1-1, it's 2 legacy points for both teams. And I'm just gonna quickly get a hold onto week number 2 matchups. They are here somewhere.
Right. They are here? Are we gone?
I'm
So what
not
we
sure.
do... So what we do is we basically stream the games in the way the schedule is organized. So as it comes up, no, that's our pretty faces. Waffy, you have like this really obnoxious, like sinister grin on your picture. It looks great. Ridiculous Average looks like he's one of those models. I look like I'm half dead, and TJ looks like he's about to yell at someone. I love it.
I am done with you.
Love it.
It looks
Now,
like the
listen to
person
you,
standing
Fred.
next to me has put the milk in first when they're making tea, and I'm just
Oh,
about
here
to.
we go.
No,
Wait,
don't talk about the tea.
TJ, you don't actually put milk in first, do you?
Absolutely not.
Oh,
I do,
good
because
God.
it's
No,
the best way to
Waffy,
do it.
No, no. What do you mean you put the milk in first?
We've
Dude,
just
no.
introduced Woofy, and now we're already letting him go.
Wait,
Yeah, I think
Oh.
you have had enough of this tournament here around, mate. It was good having you, but I think we need one that has any idea how tea is supposed to be prepared. Thank you.
right then, right.
Anyway.
Moving on, we have we have the week 2 schedule on your screens right now. It's going to be Bloodlust taken on Shazoo. That will be game number 1. Now, I do believe there was a little bit of mix-up in the way these games will be played. It will be Bloodlust versus Shazoo. Then the Fate ID game isn't second.
It is the second. As I said, it was more in our admin department that it's in the wrong
I
order.
see.
But
Right,
this
so-
is the right order.
All right, Bloodlust versus Shazoo will be the first best of 2 coming your way momentarily. Infected Dragons take on Fate Esports. After that, then onto the game that I'm most looking forward to. That is Leviathan Esports versus Crisis. I think that's going to be absolutely fantastic. But my pick of the day will be Aiko versus Brutal Fisher. Now, these 2 teams took a loss last week, but I've been wondering which team's going to have the edge. Now, remember, Brutal Fisher, completely brand new team for this league, not played in anything else. Literally, they were created for this league. Aiko, again, with that really sick logo with Khan, Leon, and Ash's banner. Absolutely love that. So, one thing we didn't do last week, which we are going to do this week, and that is I'm going to get everybody's predictions going in right now. Right. So we don't know. I don't know anyway. I know one of the scores, but I don't know the rest. So I can't take part. I'm going to say Bloodlust versus Shazoo. Go, Waffy.
I mean, if you would please accept my honest opinion, I will think that Bloodlust takes this one. They have been absolutely extreme in this tournament so far, and they're only going to get further up. I don't believe that there is any team right now, maybe except for one team, that will be able to get them off their high horse, and I do believe that would actually be Leviathan. But I will say Bloodlust will take this 2-0 against Shazoo.
Oh, right. So Leviathan is the team that you think that can beat Bloodlust. Right,
yes.
Okay. I was like, okay. Right, DJ,
Correct.
Come on. Tell me your predictions, sir.
Bloodlust, Shazoo, based purely on what I saw last week's, I did watch the VOD, so I did prepare for this week, hopefully. As you say, it was just dominance on Bloodlust. You can't really spin it any other way, and I expect them to carry it on, so I have to also put my foot in the Bloodlust camp for this one. I think they're going to take this serious.
Really? Okay.
Everybody believes.
I'm going Shazoo. My boy Maeve's on that team. A lot of respect and love for that kid. He's an upcoming star. Give it a year. I think he's going to be up there. I think he's going to be into a top PGS, and I do believe that. So I'm going to go with Shazoo. 2-0.
We're
Bold
gonna
prediction.
play on our Shazoo for
Spicy.
Shazoo.
Right. So I tried to ignore that part, but no, it didn't go that way. Right, guys, we have an amazing giveaway. And yes, that's right, because we broke stupid amounts of numbers last week, which we got to 137 viewers. Sadly, we're not quite reaching there yet. So guys, get out there onto Twitter, Reddit, you name, talk about MLL. We want all the people over here. That's right. Host a stream, do what you need to do to bring those viewers in. But this week, to say thank you, we're going to be giving away a plushie Makoa. That's right. We're not talking the skin. We're talking the actual little fluffy thing.
Yeah, the plushies. Yeah. The plushies of plushie Makoa are for giveaway.
Yes,
that's right. This is not a drill.
Do we have a picture? Do we have a picture to show on stream?
No, but I do believe everybody has been on the merch store for Paladins. It's the exact one that you can see there. The plushie Makoa that you can buy from the Paladins merch store is the one we have for giveaway. A cute little plush at the 20 centimeters tall, as far as I remember. Okay. A big plushie that you can have in your bed.
Is it going to be 4 now? There's somebody with the link. I don't know if I've got the link. I don't have the link, so no, it can't be me. 4 now. So he'll post the link. It's a Gleam giveaway. All you have to do is follow us, do all the usual stuff, follow us on Twitter, blah, 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 all that good stuff, social media, which, by the way, you should be doing. And if you haven't already, look below the stream. There's the links to all the social media. Boom, bang, zoom. But make sure you wait for that Gleam link to come out in the stream in just a moment. If is 4 going to do it? He will do it. There we go.
He will. Just
All right, so this is the way. So I just read what 4Nell's put out in the chat. He goes, he's going to plug himself, and I'm going to pay for everybody to have a plushie. Right, I like that. Right, yes, go follow 4Nell, and you have a chance to win a plushie. By the way, he's paying for it. Ha! Right.
The stakes have never been higher.
While that link gets, Jay, my Gleam is dying. Well, guys, we had a giveaway. We got a giveaway. It's just sort of like not working in a minute. Don't worry. 4Nell, get it fixed, please. Good boy. Right. Yes. There will be a link for a Gleam giveaway as soon as 4Nell fixes his thingy-majiggy and it works, yeah? That's how it's going to go. And we'll link it in the stream chat. You guys go follow all the instructions. You got to follow us on Twitter, social media, and all the usual malarkey. And, of course, remember, we're still doing the Gleam giveaway for the where is the thingy that I had? I'm very professional here. Yes, the Razer Death Adder gaming mouse from Razer. It's awesome. It's amazing. FPS mouse. You can check that out. That's being given away. All the giveaways we will be doing on this channel will be given away, and all the giveaways end on the 10th of November when after the playoffs, and we've crowned our first ever Legacy League champion, which I really hope to be Fate, of course, non-biased, of course, you know. But yeah, and the week after that, they will be sent out. They will all be sent out then. Right.
But we still have a few more matchups that we didn't discuss. And that is going to be, as you said, ID versus Fate. Then we have Crisis versus Leviathan and Ico versus Brutal Fish. And I want the predictions for these last 3 matches before we go into the first matchup between Bloodlust and Shazoo. So, TJ, since you've been the silent boy, what do you think about Leviathan and Crisis?
Leviathan and Crisis, I think, going by last week, I'm probably going to say that sentence a bit too often. But anyway, Crisis, they played against Bloodlust last week, and they were on the receiving end of that, what we witnessed there. But I think they've got a point to prove. Now they want to say, right, okay, week 1 happened. This does not represent the amount of effort we put in. This is not why we're in the league. So I expect Crisis to put up a really good fight against Leviathan. That being said, with how Leviathan played last week, I don't think it's going to be enough. So Leviathan has my vote for this one.
I'm going to join him as well. I'm going to go with Leviathan Esports. Last week, they brought out the pain gain, and it really was the pain gain. Leviathan look incredibly strong. They've got that Victor pick that Tide likes to pick up. A great player. Kind of sad I didn't pick him up for Fate, but I kind of want my boys Crisis to win. So I love Toxie a bit. It's a great lad. So even though Leviathan are really, really, really strong, I'm going to go Crisis. In fact, you know what? I'm going to go Crisis 1, Leviathan 1. I'm reckon it's going to be the first draw.
The first draw of the set? Ooh, there's somebody that wants to put the stakes on the table. Do you want to bet on that right here on stream? No, I'm just joking.
All right, put your money where your mouth is. All right, I'll tell you what. I got 10 euros, right? Says the Crisis put up a great fight against them. Do they win? I hope they do, but I don't know if they can because Leviathan are looking incredible. But, and of course, guys, we don't represent any gambling site, and we just like to point that out, that if you are going to gamble, gamble responsibly, follow all the terms of services and all that good stuff. But Crisis, I love Crisis. Great team name, great players, and the logo absolutely rocks, right? We can all agree on that.
Yep.
Now, we get to see these boys week in, week out. Now, I want to say Crisis. And I'm going to be really honest and say this because I want Crisis to beat Leviathan so that Fate can get some points. Please.
Please, I beg you. You're just sitting there like at the edge of an alleyway being like, please give points to Fate.
We need it after last week. I mean, but the problem is Leviathan have such a unified and synergized roster that you really can't bet against them. And that's the problem. Right now, in my opinion, they're looking stronger than Bloodlust.
Oh my. There's somebody with high hopes here, and I do believe that they have the potential. But do you think that it will be enough? How far do you think it will be before we see somebody that will take off Bloodlust? Or because like they are really strong right now. And I have only seen them be up against lesser fortunate teams, so I think the first matchup between Bloodlust and Shazoo will be the closest we can get to having a very exciting matchup. So far, it's only week 2, so we can't be like certain about that. But I do think it will take some weeks before one of the teams will get that ground under their feet, so they can continue ruling the realm. But yeah, we have the last matchup actually. Jay.
I'm gonna say, see, this is really hard for me, right? Because I've got a lot of friends on Brutal Fisher. I know a lot of the boys from America, but Brutal Fisher, compared to every single team in the league, have had no synergy time. They've had no real practice. They have no team cohesion. Whereas Eco have been around a little while longer. All the players in that team have been on other teams that have done well. So I'm going to have to go with Eco 2, I almost say. Sorry, Wuff. I know it's your team. And of course, Hell and all that play for you. But I've got to give it to Eco. 2-0.
What about you, TJ? We have the last one before we take the break and get right into it.
There's a good reason this is like our sort of matchup of the week. I mean, both teams starting with the loss, so they want to get some more points on the board. That being said, because you get 1 for a loss. And again, Jay agreed with me on the last matchup. I agree with him on this one for pretty much the same points. Brutal Fisher being the newest team on the block. I do think they're a team that, as the weeks go on, we are going to see that improvement, and it's going to be pretty awesome to see. And then when we're going to when we're sitting here at week 6, for instance, and looking back saying, "Oh, this is where they were, this is where they are now." So I think that's going to be great.
But just to add to what TJ is saying is that if Brutal Fisher to pick up a win in the league, this is where it can happen against the Eco. I think they're the most evenly matched teams right now. In this week's broadcast. I think this is where the Brutal Fisher can come out and pick up that the 3 points. So I guess we'll have to see. But right, guys, before we move on, remember we will be having a giveaway. Check it out. It's going to be a plushy Makoa, little cuddly dude. You're going to like it. He's got this little dredge anchor he holds. It's kind of cute. I know a lot of people have been bugging me. RJ, just give it to me. I'm going to win. Guess what? No. Why? Because we got to get something out of us. Right. So anyway, guys, I'm going to hand it over to Waffy and the real TJ DJ because this is going to be your first matchup. It's Shazoo taking on Bloodlust. Take it away, boys.
Thank you so much, Mr. J. And I will do that roll on the R to just make you triggered that you can't do it yourself. But TJ, you and I, we have a little bit of a stride when it comes to a certain map. And today, you get your wish.
Was it banned? It is
banned. It is banned.
Hallelujah.
Bloodlust banned the Jaguar Falls, while Shazoo banned off the Ascension Keep. But the picks, though, this is the first time I've ever seen it. TJ, tell me, isn't this the first time ever you've seen Stone Keep be picked as map 1?
It's uncommon, for sure, because everyone loves a bit of Jaguar Falls. Everyone except me loves a bit of Jaguar Falls. So I like Stone Keep and also Frog Isle. So we have a bit of a throwdown map as well where it's going to be utter chaos. I'm going to love it.
I love it.
I love it.
And we will actually just show you the first draft before we take a short break and return to you with the actual game. So let's just take a look at the draft. And oh my lord, it's different somehow. We have a new draft screen, everybody. And this is the game number 1 with the good old Stone Keep. And can you get us through what the draft has been for Bloodlust?
I will for sure. Well, I would love to, but at the moment, my entire screen has just collapsed on me, and I'm currently presented with a lovely advertisement. So there we go. It is open. So you wanted the Bloodlust lineup, didn't you? Well, so they go for the Khan and the Nara ban. Not surprising. I mean, Khan has been banned in all but one of last week's games, and Anara has been a pretty strong pick. But they go for the Maldumba, Androxus, Dragos, Makoa, and the Barrick.
Well, that's a pretty good draft. And over on Shazoo, they have answered truthfully with the power of thinking. Let's say it like that. Because they banned out the Cassie and the Vivian, which both of them have a lot of pressure going on for their roster, so they didn't really want to fight against that. And for their picks, they chose for the first time we see a Charlene, because they picked Furia, Leon, Charlene, Fernando, and Torvald.
Charlene was picked last week. Just gonna
that's true, but not by a team of this standard. Let's say it like that. This is two very strong teams, and Shazoo are for the first time picking the Charlene in this MLL.
Well, if it was actually Shazoo, I'm just looking at my notes.
Oh no. I'm good at this. I'm a caster and I remember everything. But which matchup do you believe most in, my friend?
Okay, looking at these drafts, I do like Charlene. He's one of my favorite champions of the game. Torvald, I also like. Those shields are particularly nasty, but you can't underestimate Bloodlust on that Makoa. It's probably going to be Stop Me, I believe, playing that Makoa, and we've seen those hooks. They are. We don't talk about those hooks, to be honest. They are vile.
The name Stop Me is just like from The Mask. Somebody stop me!
Basically, yeah, that is what we're going for here. But anyway, in terms of drafts, I do like Shazoo's a lot more. I like Torvald. He's banned for a reason, so actually getting him on that team is big props to them. He got a lot of damage. Furious, strong as ever. And Fernando is, just Fernando. He is that staple pick, and that Immortal's going to be really, really big.
my money is on Bloodlust as always, because as you mentioned, Stop Me, very strong Makoa, and their whole team composition is just amazing. Sykes can zone forever. I mean, the fit with those immense flank potential, I mean, they will definitely give them a fight for their lives. But we will actually take a very short break, around a minute, and we will be right there with game number 1 between Bloodlust and Shazoo. My name is WolfieGG. We have GGJ as our host, and our co-caster for the first time here in week 2 is the real TJ DJ. See you very soon for game number 1 of today's sets. Ladies, gentlemen, and everyone in between, thank you for staying by us for such a long time. But we will run with our game number 1 between Bloodlust and Shazoo. TJ, get us through what Bloodlust has in store for us.
Your team on blue side are Bloodlust, Sykes with the Tinkering Barrack, Shrally playing his first chosen Maldumbo, Stop Me with the Leviathan Makoa, Defit heads will roll Androxus, and Ordain with the combustible Drogos. What's happening on Shazoo, Wolfie?
On the side of Shazoo, we have Aztec on the recurve Shaolin. What a classic. Moa on the Scorched Fernando. Midnight May with that legendary Solar Blessing Furia. Casper on the Field Study Torvald. And finishing it up with Maeve on the Death and Taxes Leon. So it's going to be Pressure versus Burst. And I do like that matchup. In my opinion, that's cool. That's cool.
That's pretty cool if you ask me.
Pretty cool. Oh my god.
Oh my god. Oh, don't remind me of that episode. Anyway, as you say, Pressure versus Burst. Yeah, it really is that, to be honest. You're expecting Bloodlust to live up to their name, to be honest, and just go full on, we want to murder everyone on this team. And I'm perfectly okay with that as a caster.
I like this game, and I'm okay with it.
I'm perfectly fine with this.
But we have a pause, and this is one of those times where we have to try to fill the air with love and affection, and that is when they unpause. They didn't want me to talk.
Exactly when they unpause. They heard you, Wolfie.
Hey, then I do that every single time. That works for me. But we will actually start our matchup right now here on Stone Keep, game number 1 between Bloodlust and Shazoo. And the castle is already being sieged here by Stop Me V1 and Orden, dealing a lot of damage and holding the side of Shazoo back. If this is going to be a takedown, it's up to Shazoo.
It definitely is. But the first blood coming through there onto Stop Me. He jumps down to try and get the Fernando shield. Does trace his life this way. Shrally's going to die, but at the cost of his own life. It's a 2-for-2 trade at the moment, but it's that man again. He's on the point, capturing 40%, well, 39 now. It is Bloodlust. They have advantage so far, but Sykes has to back off. It's just a little bit too much burst right now, but Madom is going to top him right back off.
Moa right now up on Castle, trying to deal a lot of damage with his firebolts. He just won't really get that damage out, but Maeve is here at the point, getting a hold on to Moa together with Sykes. And it does look to be a full-on wipe here from both sides. 2 for 0 right now. Actually, Shazoo is on the receiving end of pain.
I believe the phrase I'm looking for is Bloodlust are doing Bloodlust things right now. Getting a few picks and then just keeping the pressure, keeping the pain train going. Shazoo just don't seem to have a way of actually initiating the fight, which is kind of punishing them because they want to stay back and they want to poke out with the Fernando Scorched Fireballs, with Leon's Death and Taxes, with just Shaolin being Shaolin. And his Bloodlust are just like, okay, we're just going to engage on you. We're just going to look for that hook. We're going to see Androxus flanking. And Stop Me, he's going to hit a hook onto Torvald. That is another death. Both front lines down for Shazoo already.
The fit up on the top right, trying is very hardest to get. Aztec, he just gets some poke and goes back because he knows that Orden is close by, able to do those immaculate fire spits. Hits it, connects it, and Furia is hereby in trouble. Midnight May is not in a favorable position. Inflame activated, making sure that he will be safe for a few more seconds. Here, Cursed Arm was also fired off by the Fit, giving a lot of damage onto Moa. His shield is the only thing keeping him alive. And here's a reversal to finish it up.
Yeah, the kill onto Sykes here, gonna slightly back off here with Bloodlust. At the moment, Stop Me is a little bit too low. He's gonna back away, and you know, with Sykes down, so they're just gonna fall back into this room. But I have to pay particular attention to that right side on the high ground. It's Stop Me and Defeat. It's the combination we've seen time and time again on Stone Keep. That hook is a guaranteed kill, near enough. There's just too much damage. So another hook is going to land onto the front line. He's going to lose a huge chunk of his health. And thankfully, Midnight Mate is there with the Solar Blessing just to top him straight back up. Kill onto Shrally. So once again, Bloodlust can't really advance onto this. And Shazoo are able to get some more favorable positions and set up properly for this defense.
Aztec holding a really good ground here and is actually in a bit of trouble as Stop Me is advancing onto him. Dreadtanker connected, taking a hold onto Moa, but those beautiful Solar Blessing Pyres are making sure that he will survive for another day. Sykes very low at the payload. He will not be able to push it any longer, but Moa is in the same boat by being whittled down. Solar Blessing once again takes a hold onto the fray and getting a hold onto Stop Me and Shrally. Maeve and Moa and Aztec all doing their best to get the whole team of Bloodlust down. That's a defense successful for the Shazoo.
Nice one, Shazoo. Nice one. Bloodlust just couldn't really get going when you hit that next choke point. Like, the hooks were coming through, but Fury is just going to Solar Blessing that Fernando. So it's like, deal as much damage as you want, just one Pyre Strike, and all of a sudden, boom, your Fernando's back at full health again. But again, apart from that, we see the Cursed Arm and the Inflames, but that ultimate is already off cooldown as well. So going into the second point fight, pretty even, to be honest here. 5 ultimates, and then the Cursed Arm is on 66%, but still big team fight ultimates. You've still got Dragon's Fury, still got the Dread Serpent, still got an Ancient Rage.
The second round has hereby begun, and it will be a repetition of the same old. Starting over on Castle, the bubble is connecting onto Moa, and now with the Inflame, they will advance onto them. Dreadtanker making sure that the side of Shazoo is held back for a little longer. A beautiful Pyre activated here to make sure that Moa is alive, and it does seem to be in favor of Bloodlust. It's they get one by one. Orden really placing a brilliant Dragon Punch onto the fray here.
Yeah, Shazoo actually able to play aggressive there. It was in combination of the Inflames and the Fernando. But Stop Me really needs to stop those hooks. That was an absolutely gorgeous hook onto the support. But all of a sudden, Sykes is going to find himself in Upper Creek without a certain paddle, because he's just been gang spotted by 4 players of Shazoo. It's 2-for-1 trade overall in that team fight. But Shazoo finally have a bit of point pressure here. 87% to 42, and this point so far is going to be painted red.
Well, the color red is the color of summer, while this is the cold winter that is coming with an accursed arm here placed onto Maeve. Maeve survives though at the skin of his teeth, and now Aztec is on the run from the Fit. He goes down, and Bloodlust once again takes this capture without much of a struggle.
It's the curse of the casters, really. You point out, it's like, yeah, this is awesome. You guys got point control, and
it's gone.
But you have to give credit to Ordain on this Dragos. He picked up, I believe, was a double or triple kill there. But it was really the Fit able to get that pick onto the Fernando, which kind of was the go-ahead for Bloodlust to say, okay, guys, it's go time.
It's go time. And you can see go time is definitely in store here, as Orden actually helps off getting Moa. Sykes and Orden are doing a great job of controlling the field. But Orden gets low from the Lian shots. The auto hits are definitely a bad thing to be hit by. Still, a lot of damage is in their favor, and the Fit might actually be the one to take it home for this round.
Hold up. Bloodlust have already pushed this point to 90%. There is a Hyper Beam there just to back it off, but Bloodlust were just given that free push. To be honest, Casper's going to go down to the Fit, who's just going to never step away and get himself out of dodge. But I don't know how that much push actually happened. It just seems to be no real contest because the point's still moving. Who's going to go on Shazoo on that point? No one.
Wow.
They just walked it in. They did an Arsenal. They walked it in the net.
I knew you would say it. I knew it would happen. You know what they say about Arsenal? They always try to walk it in. But
because
yeah,
because Torvald is not really going to be that front line you want to hold the point. That's going to be Fernando. But if Fernando's not there and Torvald's not there, then what are you going to do? So,
Fury tank. Fury tank.
Fury attack with the inflames to make you untargetable. But 3-1 in favor of Bloodlust. But again, Shazoo, they're putting up a really good fight here. They have combat mechanic as well, and we've seen that they're able to win this team fight. They're able to engage onto Bloodlust and actually win that initial fight. So let's see if they can do it again. Inflames is pushing down through that through the castle. Enlightenment is going to be used already. There's Dread Serpent, but just really connect as Maeve is on a bit of a rampage in this backline, and Shrally is forced away.
Maeve going down to Shrally in the backline while the Fit is using his cursed arm, getting a hold onto Midnight May with a brilliant dash strike here. He was dashing and striking, and that was hook, line, and sinker for their damage dealer. Aztec as well going down in the fray of fire. And it does look to be once again Bloodlust on top of things, getting a hold onto everyone one by one. And here's the Dragon Punch. Is this going to be curtain call for the side of Shazoo? Midnight May going down there, overtime ticking, and that is all she wrote.
Well, there we go. That's not very much else you can really add to that, to be honest. I love the hype build up. But yes, Bloodlust are taking victory in game 1 of this set. But what are Shazoo going to have to do differently going into game 2?
They're going to have to play a lot more offensively.
Yes.
More aggressive. A lot more aggressive. Also, even though we put Maeve onto the Lian, I didn't feel like there was enough out of him. He was putting himself into positions where he could easily get countered and picked off, and we saw that a lot, especially when he was up in the high ground, when he pushed into the back line trying to pick off the Drogos. But Bloodlust are a team that know when they're beat and back away, regroup, rethink, reattach, yeah? And we didn't see that from Shazoo. So I'm a little confused to why having such an aggressive comp from Shazoo that they didn't play it that way.
I think it goes back to the point I made. It's like, who on that team is going to really engage the fight? I mean, Fernando is probably the only one who's actually qualified to do it. You have, the Fury in Flames. You have the global signal for it is time to engage the fight. But Fernando's the only really one who could do it. Maeve was playing quite aggressively in our position. And we're seeing like the Torvald shields and the Fury heals are allowing Maeve to be in those more aggressive positions, but it just wasn't working.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you can look at it from a different point of view. Maybe Auden on that Drogos was just doing too much damage. You know, if you look at the numbers on that game, that was quite a lot. He was very present. He was on the tanks. He kept applying pressure where it was needed, and we saw both teams go back and forth. Now, even though the game went 4-1 in favor of Bloodlust, we got to remember Shazoo did take the points. There was lots of point capture for them, so it wasn't as one-sided as it looked.
They did actually put up a great fight, but in the end, I do think it was just pure teamwork skills from the side of Bloodlust. They simply made everything work like a well-oiled clock. Everything was following something else. Like, if there was dealt damage on one target, there would always be one to finish it off, even if he missed a shot. And I think that Shazoo needs to, as you said, play a bit more aggressively to actually pull back the composition that they chose, because they didn't choose a composition that could be in the backline dealing damage. They had a composition fully made to push the enemy. As we said, it was pressure comp versus burst comp, and the burst comp ended up winning.
Yeah, the target prioritization as well was there as well from Bloodlust, and you could clearly see that going in from the burst as well. Right, ladies and gents, that was game 1 I have been told that we have an announcement. The plushie Makoa Gleam giveaway is actually working. So for now, if you would be so kind as to post it into the Twitch chat for these awesome individual nerds. I'm just going to call you lot nerds. Basically wanting a plushie Makoa. All those people in you get to. That's not no for now. That's for now.
Oh no, hello? Scrims, hello?
Okay, so guys, if you're looking for a scrim with Fate, Fornell's the guy to contact. Obviously, he posted the wrong thing because he's being a pleb. But
oh, and he cleared the whole chat as well. Woo!
Yeah. Oh, so Android, if you'd be so kind as to post it, thank you, sir. Ladies and gents, hit that Gleam link. That is the plushie Makoa giveaway. Make sure you go and check that out. For now, you're fired. Bye. Right.
See you, model.
Savage.
It was nice knowing you.
Woo!
Right, guys. Another one. Shout out to Megamax for the best weeb face. Right. Out in Twitch chat. So I want the best weeb looking emoji you guys can put out in chat. Person who does it gets a shout out on stream. Much appreciated. Go right now. I want to see many weebs. But game 2 is coming up momentarily, guys. We'll be right back as we all get synced up in the background. Don't go anywhere.